Gold and silver prices got hit today, as to be expected to some extent, but it could change in an instant. We'll talk about gold and silver, but another metal that is exploding right now. Let's discuss it all as we explore. Yes, indeed, the precious metals are having a bit of a correction today. Silver has fallen over 1% right now. So that bull run has a little hiccup at the moment in time, but not fully unexpected considering the Federal Reserve has now came out and announced that they're not going to be lowering rates. They're leaving them the same to see what's going on with tariffs and with the geopolitical situation we find ourselves in right now. And gold is down too. So silver is now below $37 an ounce. Gold has fallen $22.08, essentially with no new real developments that are going to make the markets nervous. I posted a video earlier today about what it would be, at least according to what has been announced by Iranian state media, that the Iranians may end up closing the Straits of Hormuz. However, notwithstanding, Donald Trump has announced that the Iranians want to talk. They want to come to the United States. They want to come to the White House. And Donald Trump just may let it happen. Everything is on the table right now. And Donald Trump is trying to find a way to negotiate and is using a lot of different tactics, for sure. And so therefore, the markets are somewhat calm there. But there's other metals that have just gone up dramatically. When that is essentially platinum has skyrocketed. It is almost 5% today, up $61 to $1,330 right now as I record this video. So it's pretty amazing to see that occur. Now, gold and silver, I think, are going to probably come back and recover or stay in this general area for a while. This could be the beginning of the summer doldrums if things kind of normalize. If an actual deal is inked between China and the United States on trade, we could see these metals kind of subside a bit, barring any unusual activity or other geopolitical events such as Taiwan or any more action with Iran. Or any other things going on in Gaza right now. But nonetheless, I want to remind you, channel sponsor Summit Metals. Check them out. Elevate your wealth with summitmetals.com. Great prices and great service. So here we go. We got an article here we're going to be referencing from the Insider about platinum. And what is causing the price to kind of just explode here? Well, there is fresh interest from China jewelers as gold prices test buyers. That's part of what is leading to platinum to go up. And Chinese jewelers are increasing platinum imports due to declining gold jewelry sales. And they're snapping up platinum as they seek to bounce back from the slump in gold jewelry sales, according to industry insiders. Surging gold prices hit a record high back in April and have deterred even buyers from China who have a cultural attachment to the yellow metal. In the first quarter of the year, gold jewelry sales in China tanked nearly 27% from a year ago to 134.5 tons, according to the China Gold Association. Meanwhile, gold bar and coin consumption surged nearly 30%, showing that investor demand for haven assets remained strong. Jewelry fabricators and distributors are trying to save themselves because gold jewelry sales are falling off a cliff. They need to find a new metal for jewelry so that they can survive. Weibin Deng, the regional head of Asia Pacific at the World Platinum Investment Council, told Business Insider. China has imported 11.5 metric tons of platinum in April, which is its highest monthly intake in a year. China is essentially ground zero for a lot of what's going on in the last year, not only in platinum, but gold and silver. Remember, it wasn't long ago I told you about how China has been importing unrefined silver that is essentially not on the books. They're refining it there. and that has pushed global demand for platinum up, and prices have followed. They're up around 40% year to date, with spot price near $1,265 as of the writing of that article. Obviously, it has now surged much higher than that now. I did a video recently about it. Not a lot of people watch my platinum videos, but I think they should, because I've been covering platinum for a long time too, and I've been bullish on it. In fact, it was only recently that I was thinking about giving up on platinum's performance, and then boom, it just pops out of nowhere, and there it is. But in reality, it isn't popped out of nowhere. The signs have been there for long enough. There's been a structural deficit for a long time. In fact, there's another piece here talking about that structural deficit here from the World Platinum Council. And this deficit in the platinum market is embedded and continues to deplete above ground stocks, which are expected to fall to barely 3 months of demand by the end of this year, which is an unsustainably low level. It's leading to market tightness, which is currently reflected in elevated lease rates, among other indicators. Elevated lease rates have the effect of encouraging the lending of platinum to end users, which acts as a temporary source of supply, which such time as borrowers need to return metal to close out the loans. It remains to be seen whether sufficient platinum will be available at that time at current prices. On the supply side, mine supply is projected to be at a multi-year low. Miners spent 2024 restructuring assets and reducing capital expenditure in the wake of low platinum group metals basket price. As for recycling, volumes have struggled to return to historic lows. Notably, total platinum supply is expected to fall below 7 million ounces in 2025, which, barring COVID, will be the lowest level in the series that the World Platinum Investment Council has been following since 2013. So this reflects structural headwinds facing supply. Meanwhile, demand is relatively robust, and while it is projected to be 4% year on year and down that 4% in 2025, it is largely due to cyclicality within the glass manufacturing industry. Significantly fewer new glass production facilities are due to be commissioned in 2025. As a result, glass demand for platinum is projected to be down 58% year on year at 289,000 ounces versus 690,000 ounces previously. That's a big gap, and that's part of the reason probably why you see the price fluctuate, because it's use in glass, and I didn't realize it was that big of a deal for glass manufacturing. We know it's as a catalyst, but not necessarily in this case here. They believe that both supply and demand to be relatively price inelastic, meaning that quantities are either unlikely to fluctuate much when the price changes, or at least in the near term, and this represents an attractive investment opportunity for them. Now, this is World Platinum Investment Council saying this, so take it as a grain of salt. I would never say that you should base it off of any one agency's opinion on it, especially an agency such as the Platinum Investment Council, which, like the World Gold Council and the Silver Institute, they have a vested interest in these metals doing well. So keep that in mind as we're looking at this. But nonetheless, I believe in the metal, and I have seen anything under $1,000 I always thought was a good deal. And so I've accumulated a bit more, and I've gotten some this year too. This is a piece that I got this year at a pretty good price from my local coin shop, and the most recent gathering was this piece that I got for below spot at the time. That's right, and in fact, right now it is way below spot. I'm talking about like almost 30% below spot as when the price is going up. This is probably one of the best purchases I've made in platinum ever, actually, is this coin right here, this platinum maple leaf. But it is something else, and pretty amazing for sure what we're seeing with platinum, and it's working its way up. Now, I know many of you are not interested in platinum, but I think it's a good metal to watch, and if you've got a little bit, well, you're sitting pretty right now, because yes, it is a little, it doesn't have the liquidity that gold and silver have. That's obvious and understandable. But nonetheless, even if you were to take it and sell it at your local coin shop and they give you a back of spot for it, if you bought some, 4 or 5 years ago, you're doing very well right now. And I think it's likely going to continue to climb up because really the normal used to be that platinum was a whole lot more expensive than gold. And for a long time, we have seen platinum trade at the high 2s to 3 to 1 to gold. Yes, crazy. So this is where we're at now with the metals. Gold and silver down today and platinum just exploding in price. So it's a good metal to watch to see what happens. And I'm going to continue to report on it because this is the Salivate Metal channel, not the Salivate Gold or Salivate Silver channel. I like to talk about a lot of different metals. And so what are your thoughts about platinum? And even if it's even if you live in an area where no one will take it, there's certainly ways to sell it online if you ever needed to liquidate. And I always feel like, that if I really needed to sell it, there's places I could go to where I could sell it for near spot and maybe a little bit back of spot. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.